You want answers? You think you're entitled? You want the truth? You can't handle the truth. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Diego Knows. I'm Diego, and today we're going to talk about the truth of Sex and the City. That's right, that famous show from the late 90s, early 2000s, back when the show was good. I am Diego. I've watched every single episode of Sex and the City, so I know exactly what I'm talking about. I can separate the fact from the fiction. Can you? We're going to find out today, aren't we? Yes, we are. Okay. Now, I watched every single episode. I watched both movies, and I watched that piece of shit show, and just like crap, don't watch it. It sucks. It's an abortion. And I'm not talking about like in a clinic. Okay, I'm talking about like fucking once that Roe versus Wade gets overturned, I'm talking like fucking in the back alley with fucking coat hangers. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. That's what that show was. Okay, so if you want to go through all that, by all means, God bless you, and good luck. Okay, but I don't want to go back there again, okay? I've already reviewed that show. The episode's already on here if you want to see what I thought about it, okay? However, we're going to talk about the good show this time, okay? Now, I started watching Sex and the City around the time that it first came out, okay? I just gotten out of the Marines. You know, I was living in Chicago in a big city. I was young. I was in my early 20s, you know. I was going to school, and then I was working at night. And like I said, I lived in a big city, so I used to go to a lot of concerts. I was in acting, modeling. I hung out with musicians, stand-up comedians, struggling actors trying to get their break. You know, I mean, I hung out with a lot of people like that. We were all in the same business. We were all doing that shit together, okay? So I had a lot of friends that were in this industry, okay? So we worked in restaurants, nightclubs, hotels, you name it, we were there, okay? So we did all that kind of shit, you know, banquets and stuff. So yeah, so we were in that culture. We were always hanging out with each other, you know, partying. You know, we were all boning each other too. Yeah, there was a lot of that going on as well. And all the girls, all the hot girls that I knew were watching Sex and the City. So this was my way of getting to talk to them because we had that in common. I watched it too. Oh my God, and I'm straight. You know? Yeah. Well, yeah, I tried the whole thing. I'm going to pretend to be gay, you know, to see if the girls will open up to me. And it worked for a little while, but then once they found out that I was getting a hard on around them, then they fucking, they realized what I was really doing. Okay, so I quit doing that. But yeah, so I would just be like, yeah, I watch it too. Yeah, and I'm a straight guy and I watch it too, you know, and I knew what was going on. I knew who was dating who. I knew when they broke up. I knew what time they were back together. I knew where Big was living and I knew why they broke up. Okay, like I knew Jack Berger very well. I had a lot to say about him, you know, so I knew what was going on. Okay, so I was good at talking about the show, but I was a younger man back then, okay? I didn't know shit, okay? I know a lot more now. I think I do. I'm older now, you know, but I was young and I was dumb and, well, you know the rest, okay? So, yeah, so I dated a lot of girls, okay? So this was my way of seeing it through their eyes, okay? Because I've seen chick flicks and those are all bullshit. I started watching this show. This show's bullshit too, don't get me wrong. Okay, this shit belongs on the Sci-Fi Channel. It don't belong on HBO. Okay, but, you know, you girls liked it. So yeah, and I got hooked. I did. I liked the show too. I really did. I really did love the show. I thought it was funny as hell. I mean, if you saw my review for the last episode, man, I couldn't stop laughing. That shit was so fucking hilarious. Anyway, okay, so what we're going to talk about today is we're in season 6, which is the last season. That's right, the last season of Sex and the City. Okay, of course, there's like 50 episodes in the season. But right now we're at episode 11. Of season 6, okay, and the name of this episode is called The Domino Effect. Okay, The Domino Effect, that's the name of this episode, all right? So moving right along, it starts out with Carrie. She's walking down the street at night in New York, and she fucking looks good. I got to tell you, this is the best I've seen Carrie look. Okay, unfortunately, it's going to get countered later on. She's going to look like shit later on in this episode. But right now, she is fine as fuck, man. Oh my God, if I saw her, I couldn't help it. I just, boom. Right at attention. I couldn't believe it. All right. And she's walking down the street at night, you know, in her tight dress. She's all wearing tight dresses. She's playing with her hair the whole time she's walking. She's scoping herself out, playing with her hair. You know, bitch looks fucking good, okay? This is the best I've seen Carrie look in a long time. Really, it really is. And I'm watching all these episodes again, which I have not seen in 20-something years. I have not seen this episode in probably since it first came out, you know, 18 years ago or 19 years ago. But I'm watching it again. Yeah, bitch looks fucking good, okay? Sarah Jessica Parker looked fucking good back then, okay, when she wanted to. She does now. Now she looks like a fucking old hag. But back then, she looked really, hey, straight man's point of view. That's what it says right there, straight man's point of view, okay? I will not censor myself for you. I will not spare my feelings or your feelings. All right, I'm going to tell you the honest to God truth. That's what I promised I would do. That's why I created this YouTube channel, to tell you the truth. I'm going to tell you what your dad didn't tell you, what your boyfriend didn't tell you, what your husband didn't tell you. I'm going to tell you that, okay? The real question you need to ask yourself is, can you handle it? Can you handle the truth? Because I don't think you can. I don't. All right? Like I said, she looks really fucking good. Hey, I've said it before. I would have sex with all of them. I would. Okay. If you would give me an order, Charlotte would be first, and then Carrie, and then Samantha, and then Miranda. Okay. And Miranda would be a grudge fuck. Okay. It'd be like, oh God, all right, let's get it over with. All right. You know, that would be Miranda. Okay. But the rest of them, yeah. Charlotte, obviously, that's not my first. She's the finest one. But Carrie is a close second. Okay. Especially in this scene, she looks really good here. She looks really good right there. I can't say it enough. She looks fucking good right there in this scene. Okay. Anyway, so she goes to this restaurant, and guess who's there? It's Big. Big is there. Yes. I guess he flew back into town. He called up Carrie and said, hey, I'm in town. Come see me. So, of course, she comes to see him. And, of course, she wants to fuck. All right. And they're sitting there talking. And apparently he's in town because he's having it's a heart thing. That's what he told her. She's like, what's that? It's called an angioplasty, okay? Which basically means he's got a blockage in his artery. Probably his aorta valve or something. I'm not a doctor, I don't know, okay? But they're going to clean it out, all right? So it's called angioplasty, all right? Which is also it's a forthcoming bearer for what's going to happen later on, right? Yes. Yes, he's having heart problems. Ooh. I wonder if that's ever going to come back, huh? You think? You think that might come back? You think he might buy a Peloton real soon? Yeah, I think so. All right. Anyway, so they're telegraphing it. Okay, so it was no shock. All right, it was no shock. Okay, and those of you who watched that piece of shit show know exactly what I'm talking about. All right, 2021 is coming real soon for this guy. All right. Anyway, so he's got to have it cleaned out. Okay, so he's gonna have heart surgery, minor heart surgery, and Carrie just starts. Yeah, he's like, hey, it's no big deal. He's like, hey, can you, waiter, can you bring us like some extra napkins for her? He's like, hey, it's no big deal, okay? I got a blockage in my heart. They're gonna clean it out. I can't eat these steaks anymore. I can't smoke my cigars anymore. That's all it means. No big deal. I'll be fine. They do this all the time. So, but she's crying out loud, like making a fool of herself. Okay. Meanwhile, Miranda comes home and finds Robert there in her kitchen cooking food. Yes, someone's actually using the fucking kitchen because we all know Miranda does not fucking use that kitchen. She doesn't cook shit. She doesn't know how to cook a jack shit. The only thing she knows how to do is fucking make goddamn fucking cake, okay? So that she can fucking conflict herself on whether or not she should eat the whole fucking thing or not, okay? And when she decides for sure that she's not gonna eat it anymore, that she's eaten enough, she'll throw the cake in the fucking trash, and then a half hour later, she'll stick her arm in the fucking trash and pull out that fucking cake and go to town. Yeah, and that fucking happened. There was an episode where that fucking happened. Anyway, well, Robert's there, of course, because he's such a nice, kind, sexy man. He's like the modern day Idris Elba, Blair Underwood, Mr. Sexy Fine Ass Blair Underwood. Hey, remember that show we did, Ironside? It was a remake of the Raymond Burr show where he's a crippled detective. Remember he's in a wheelchair the whole time? Yeah, that remake lasted 2 episodes and they canceled it. He was a star of that show. Anyway, yeah, you're not going to hire Blair Underwood to play a fucking cripple, okay? No, just don't do that. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. The point is, right now, he's playing Dr. Robert Leeds. He's a sports doctor for the Knicks. Yeah, the New York Knicks, the basketball team. Yeah, that's the kind of guys that hit on these women on this show. Yeah, we're talking about fucking professional, corporate architects, Wall Street stockbrokers, guys that run financial companies, professional surgeons, nightclub owners, corporate attorneys, published authors. Yeah, these are the guys that hit on the girls in the show. Because we all know that in real life, those guys are all attracted to a bunch of fucking middle-aged women. Yeah, of course they are. You see it all the time. Every time I open up a fucking magazine or I watch one of those reality news shows like Entertainment Weekly or whatever, whenever I watch one of those or watch Mojo, whenever you see a fucking a 50-year-old man, who's a professional investment banker, yeah, what kind of woman does he always have with him? He always has like a 65-year-old, saggy tits, wrinkled, cellulite fucking bitch on his arm. That's what they always have every single time. Yep, look it up. It's true. I'm not making this up. Look at all the successful middle-aged men, okay? The ones that have money and power, yeah, look at their wives, okay? Yeah, they're all fucking old and ugly, okay? Exactly. You know why? Because this show's realistic. It's finally showing you the truth. See? You can handle it, right? Of course you can. Of course you can. That's right. The Sex and the City is just like real life. Just like real life. Okay, anyway. So, of course, Carrie starts making a scene. Anyway, yeah, so she's all excited because he made her enchiladas. What the fuck does a black guy know about fucking making Mexican enchiladas, huh? That's what I want to fucking know, okay? My mom made some fucking enchiladas, but that's because she was fucking Mexican, like me, okay? This guy, I guess that's the only thing he knows how to cook is fucking enchiladas. Holy shit, man. We got a black guy who's part Mexican. I guess that's cool. That's cool. Anyway, so that's going on here. He tells her basically, hey, listen, I got a surprise for you. She's like, what is it? He's like, she's like, oh my God, you cooked for me. You use this kitchen more than I do. Blah, blah, blah. He goes, what can I ever do to repay you? He's like, well, you got to make me a promise. She's like, it's done. He's like, well, after that, I mean. He's like, listen, sweetheart. Listen, sweet buns. I need you to take a day off of work tomorrow. She's like, take a day off? I never do that. Just take a personal day. Like, I never take a personal day. Ever. He's like, just do it once, okay? That way we can spend some time together. Brady, your son's with his father. I don't have to be at work till 7 p.m. Yeah, just take a personal day. Come on, live a little, I can hang out here. We can spend all day, So I guess she decides to do it, right? So, of course, now I will say this, all right? When they have sex, okay, when we see him having sex in the morning. Now, I thought Miranda fucking hated morning sex, remember? Isn't that the reason she broke up with Steve the first time? Because he always wanted to fuck in the morning? Because he was always horny in the morning? At least that part's realistic. I think most guys are horny in the morning. Sorry, ladies. I know you're horny before you go to sleep, but men, we're horny right when we wake up. It wakes up before we do. At least for me, it does. All right? Yeah, I always want to do it in the morning. Start my morning off right. Absolutely. Okay? And if you are not pleasing your man in the morning, there's something wrong with you. There's something wrong with you. Yes. At least here it's realistic, okay? And another thing that's realistic is they're having sex in the morning and they're both naked. That's realistic, okay? I'm sick and tired of watching these bullshit sex scenes where the guy is fucking naked, but the woman's got her fucking clothes on. That's some fucking bullshit right there, okay? I know these women are they're fucking self-conscious about their bodies. Don't show me that light. Cover it up. But it's a show about fucking. You're going to get naked. It's going to happen. What the fuck? It's going to happen. Then don't fucking film it then. Look, how many times has Carrie had sex and we don't see it, okay? Pretty much all the fucking time, all right? She just fucked goddamn Agent Mulder from the X-Files last episode, and we didn't see nothing. We just heard about it, okay? So come on. Anyway, so they're going to town. He's on top of her. He's got his leg up, standard position here. And of course, Steve shows up. Yes, he shows up. And I guess he thought Miranda was at work because she's supposed to be at work. She never takes a day off. So he comes. He's got a key, of course. His son lives there. He goes in there to get something, and he accidentally walks in on them and catches Robert fucking his ex-girlfriend, the mother of his child. And I gotta tell you, that can be freaking pretty traumatizing. Okay, I know damn well for a lot of you out there that's happened in real life. Okay, obviously, if you're co-parenting, and you're the mother of your child is with somebody else, and you're with somebody else, and you happen to walk in on her fucking someone else. Yeah, it can be a little traumatizing. It's never happened to me, thank God. But yeah, it can be probably a little traumatizing. It's definitely something you would remember and not forget. Even if y'all got back together, you would not forget that. Okay, so I can understand Steve's point of view. He gets nervous. He's like, holy shit! He doesn't know who the fuck this guy is. That's fucking his ex-girlfriend. And what's Miranda doing at home? She's supposed to be at work anyway. So okay, he turns around real quick and bumps into the wall. I guess he hurts his nose. His nose starts bleeding. He's got this eye. He hits his eye, and his nose starts bleeding. I don't know how that works. But of course, Dr. Robert Lees, he's a professional doctor. This is what he does, okay? So he immediately jumps off the bed. He puts his underwear on, and he helps Steve, takes him to the bathroom to treat the wound, tells Miranda, get some ice and get some tampons. We got to stop this bleeding because this is what he does, all right? So this is Miranda's way of introducing her new boyfriend to Steve. She says, like, this is my boyfriend, Robert. And then she's like, is it premature for me to say that? He's like, no. I like the way that sounds, actually. I like the way that sounds. Bullshit flag. Do I even need to say anymore? Okay, this would never happen in real life. I'm telling you right now, the only way a guy like him, like Robert Lees, a professional sports medicine doctor for the fucking New York Knicks, the only way a guy like that, who looks like him, okay, the only way a guy like that would get with Miranda is if he was depressed. If he was feeling really bad about himself, like let's say he was married and he caught his wife cheating. okay? And now she wants a divorce, and she kicked him out of the house because that's always how divorces go. You know, the fucking the wife keeps the house, and now he's depressed and he's lonely. And this woman is this fucking unattractive woman, a semi-attractive woman, single mom, is coming on to him. So he'll be like, okay, fine, you know, maybe I'll feel better, you know, and he'll just fuck her, okay? But he wouldn't be like this. It wouldn't be like this. It wouldn't be like he's basically fucking in love with Miranda already. That's just fucking bullshit. I don't buy that. And not a guy like him, okay? If it was an average guy, yeah, I could definitely see that, okay? If it was the guy that fucking, you know, worked at fucking, you know, at Rent-A-Center or something, you know, yeah, I could see him falling in love with Miranda. Yeah, and really trying to be there for her, okay? But this guy's the fucking, I mean, he's up to his ass in fucking cheerleaders, groupies, and Kardashians, okay? This guy would not fucking be hurting for pussy. Definitely not Miranda's, okay? No. When you're in that position, okay, you get the cream of the crop. Unfortunately, on this show, all they show are guys that are in that position. They don't show the average guys. The other 99.999% of the population of eligible straight men, they don't show them on this show, okay? They only show that 0.00001% of the guys that most women, most attractive women, find attractive. Those are the only guys that hit on these middle-aged, cellulite, over-the-hill, fucking alcoholic whores. That's the only guys that hit on these women, okay? Because we all know that's real life. That's exactly how it is in real life too, okay? You look around you, it's always that way. Okay, anyway, moving right along. So that happens. Of course, Steve feels like shit, especially when he finds out this guy works for the Knicks. That's his favorite team, you know? So here, his ex-girlfriend, the mother of his child, is fucking a guy that has the kind of job that he wishes he had. Okay, but hey, you know what, Steve? I mean, I know you act like he's an average guy and all that, but goddamn, you own a fucking tavern in Manhattan. Okay, so you can't be that bad off. Okay, you're up to your ass in fucking college chicks. Okay, and undergraduates. All right, and grad school students. All right, so you can't be hurting for any love yourself. All right. So anyway, moving right along. All right, so that's going on. So they run into each other. Blah blah blah. Okay, Carrie's she of course Miranda tells all the girls at lunch what happened, you know, and Carrie's like, that's a horrible way for y'all to meet. And she's like, yeah, you know, and Miranda says, yeah, you know what? I feel really bad for Steve. I mean, oh my God, here he is with his hurt nose, and he has to find out this way, you know, he has to find out about my new boyfriend this way, you know, walking in on us, you know, he's in such a vulnerable position. And Samantha's like, you won. You're getting fucked by a hot doctor. And he had a tampon up his nose. It's no contest. God, you know, when I know you women talk this way in real life, okay? But when I hear this, you know how like women always get offended every time guys speak their fucking mind? You know, when they walk into a guy conversation, they get offended, you know? When a bunch of guys are talking like me right now, you know? Yeah, well, how do you think fucking we feel when we hear bullshit like this? Okay, no. It wasn't a contest, all right? Like I said, it would never happen in real life, okay? This is a bullshit show. And here's fucking Samantha just throwing gasoline on the fire. You know, Samantha, you should do a lot more introspection, okay? You really need to look at yourself a lot more than you're looking at everyone else around you, okay? You are not the queen of sex like you tell everyone you are. You're nowhere near as important or as attractive as you tell everybody you are, okay? I know that you've got a lot of self-confidence, and I love you for it, okay? But you're bordering, okay? You're bordering on fucking narcissism. In fact, no, you already passed that border, okay? There's one thing to fucking feel good about yourself, but the people that feel good about themselves, the people that respect themselves, that think they're the bomb, they don't have to tell everybody every fucking 30 seconds that they're the bomb. Okay, they don't have to do that. All right? Just a little tip there, Samantha. Miranda says, like, there's a part of me that actually takes pleasure in this whole thing and watching Steve suffer. Okay, that's because you're a fucking bitch, Miranda. You're a fucking cunt. Okay, the reason you're taking pleasure in Steve's feelings being hurt is because you out of the blue all of a sudden fell back in love with him. You treated him like fucking shit for years. You treated him like he was beneath you for a long fucking time. Okay, you felt sorry for him because he only had one testicle, and that's why you grudge fucked him. Your words, not mine. Okay, you mercy fucked him, and then you got pregnant. Okay? And then he got pregnant. And the whole time he was trying to be supportive, you still treated him like shit. Even when the baby was born, you still treated him like shit. After the baby was born, you still treated him like shit. But once you found out he's got a hot girlfriend, oh, now all of a sudden you want him back. Now all of a sudden you realize he was the love of your life. Had nothing to do with the fact that no guy wants to fuck you anymore. Because you're fat, you got cellulite, you're a fucking bitch, and you're a single mom. But luckily for you, Miranda, we're not living in the real world, are we? No, we're living in fucking lollipop land, okay? We're living on a show that was written by gay guys, lesbians, and feminists, okay? And in shows like that, the women can never do anything wrong. They're always going to get a Prince Charming, no matter what they fucking look like, right? Of course they will. Then that's what's happening to her, you know? Boom. I swear to God, this show belongs on the fucking Sci-Fi Channel, okay? Right in between fucking Star Trek and Battlestar Galactica. All right. So that's going on. She's like, I'm crazy about Robert. What do I care what Steve thinks? And Carrie's like, because you've been through a lot with him and he's under your skin. By the way, shut the fuck up about your problems, okay? We need to talk about me right now, all right? I saw Big yesterday. He's here for a heart thing. What is that, Carrie? Is he waiting in line to get one? No, he's not, Miranda. And you're going to feel really bad here in a minute that you said that, okay? He's actually here to have heart surgery. That's exactly what happened. You know what? I'm going to spoil it for you, okay? This is a lot more crying that she's doing over Big than she did when he fucking died in her arms. This is the same bitch that wouldn't even call 911 while he was dying in her arms. But now she's crying because he's going to have some minor heart surgery. Times change, huh? Yes. Ooh. Yeah. This is coming from the same woman that basically murdered him. Yeah, murdered him. Yes. Okay, they run into Bitsy Mon Muffin. Remember her? She's that old lady that got married to a Nathan Lane, who played the piano singer Bobby Fine. Remember him? But he's gay. But he married this old broad, this old hag, because she's rich. But even though he's got money because he started a chorus, he's one of the original investors for Chorus Line. Okay, you all remember that episode. Bobby Fine, he's that lovable, eccentric piano player. He married that old lady. Carrie went to the wedding. Fucking Jack Berger was there. Okay, anyway, we run into her again. She's there, and this time she's pregnant, and she's talking about, she's all excited about it. She's like, oh my God, can you believe it? Look at me, at my age, no less. Okay, Bobby and I, it's a girl. We already named it. It's either gonna be Judy or it's gonna be Barbara. Well, there's some good names there, depending on what she looks like after she's born. And she's like, but of course, Bobby Fine is gay. Everyone knows that. But I guess he knocked her up anyway. Okay, he's like, I owe it all to Dr. Mao. He's this incredible acupuncturist, I call him though Dr. Wow. Between the IUIs and the IVFs and the I give ups, then I go see this acupuncturist and poof, I'm having a child. This guy could get a cactus pregnant. Gotta run, or I should say waddle. Bye, girls. Yeah, okay, yeah. Of course, now Charlotte's eyes are ooh, because Charlotte wants to get pregnant. She tried with her last husband, and it didn't go through. They broke up before they could really, keep going. He didn't want to do it anymore. And of course, she's self-conscious about having a kid with Harry, her husband, right now. So she wants to get pregnant. So she wants to go visit this doctor now and see what the magic is all about. All right. I mean, if this 50-year-old woman can get pregnant by a gay guy, no less, then maybe there's hope for Charlotte. All right. And Charlotte's like, what the hell was that? She's like 50 years old. And Samantha says, yeah, and she's married to a fag. Hey, her words, not mine. Oh my God. You cannot make shows like this anymore. You can't. A show like this will never be allowed today. Oh! Yeah, I know. Okay. All right. So Charlotte decides she's going to go see Dr. Mao, the acupuncturist. Okay. Meanwhile, she goes in there. She goes to the office to go see him. It's all women in the office. They're all talking about like getting pregnant. Oh, I heard my friend got pregnant right after seeing him and blah, blah. So Charlotte feels good about herself. Okay, so she goes into his office and he tells her to relax, you know, and he leaves her alone. She's got all these fucking needles in her fucking face. He leaves her alone there with her thoughts. So she's there, she's trying to think and concentrate, and all she can think about is the bullshit that the women in the fucking lobby were talking about, all right? About how they got pregnant really fast and how it worked for them or it didn't work for them or all that kind of confusing fucking noise, all right? Meanwhile, Carrie goes to the hospital to go visit Big in his room. All right, he's there, he looks like shit. He's got tubes up his nose and shit. He's like, Carrie, and she's like, are you okay? Are you all right? You know? And he's like, Carrie, I'm alive. And she's like, ah! He's what'd you think? I'd be dead already? Yes. Don't worry, Big. You got another 18 years? 18 years. Before she kills you. She kills you, Big. I hope it was worth it. All right. I'm not kidding. She fucking murdered him. Just like the fucking Olsen twins murdered Heath Ledger. Yeah, they did. All right. So that's going on here. And he's like, oh, you're such an easy mark. You should have seen the look on your face. It's almost like you wanted me to die. And the nurse comes in, and Carrie starts crying again. And the nurse like, oh, your husband will be fine. She's like, he's not my husband. Not yet. But you will be his widow, won't you? See, she's crying now because they're not married. The reason she doesn't cry after she kills him is because she's already fallen in love with someone else. Yeah. And that someone else is his life insurance policy. Anyway, we're not there yet. I'm jumping the gun. All right. So Samantha is teaching Smith Jarrett. I guess he's back in town from Mexico. She's teaching him about her clitoris. Apparently he didn't know what it was or where it was or how to manipulate it or any of that shit, you know. So, you know, she's got to school him. He's a tadpole, right? He's only what, 28? Of course he's not gonna know that shit, right? So she got to teach him where that stuff is, you know, because there's no way he could have found that out on his own. Not a guy that looks like him. No. Samantha's got to teach him the ways of womanhood. Okay, she's got to school him. Yeah, because he looks like a fucking virgin, doesn't he? Yeah, he looks like he doesn't know what the fuck he's doing, right? Okay, so she's got to teach him, you know, what a vagina is and that kind of stuff, the clitoris and all that, you know, things that he doesn't know anything about. Okay, and afterwards, they're walking out there on the sidewalk, and he tries to hold her hand, and she pushes his hand away. So he tries to hold her hand again, and she pushes it away again. This time she falls down some stairs. Luckily, she lands on some produce, so she's not really that hurt, but she did break her big toe. She did break her toe on her, I think it's on her right foot. So now she's going to be walking with a limp, okay? And Smith's like, damn, you know, I was just trying to hold your hand, you know. Big deal, all right? So, of course, she complains about it to Carrie. They're walking. Well, she's limping. Carrie's walking. And I got to say this right now. Carrie is dressed like a fucking piece of shit. Okay, remember what I said earlier? Forget about that. Okay, she looks like fucking shit now. And I don't even pay attention to the way girls look. The only time I pay attention to what any of these girls will look like is when they look really good or they look really bad. That's the only time I ever pay attention to it, okay? And right now, she looks so fucking good in that opening scene. And now Carrie looks like fucking dog shit, okay? She looks like the chick at the fucking lesbian bar that none of the other chicks want to hit on. That's what she fucking looks like, okay? She's wearing a fucking fedora and a fucking a basketball jersey tank top. What the fuck, man? Ronald McDonald wouldn't get caught dead wearing that shit. But anyway, I guess on this show, you're just supposed to just go with it, right? Just go with it. Okay. So anyway, Carrie's there talking. Samantha's limping. And she's like, it's all Smith's fault. He tried to hold my hand. And Carrie, like I said, she looks fucking stupid. She's like, you know what, Carrie? I did not fuck a single man or married man when Smith was out of town. Not one. And I missed him. And Carrie's like, you know, Samantha, that tadpole is out there and opening up to you. He missed you too. You might want to hold his hand next time, okay? By the way, enough about you. You can shut the fuck up about Smith and your broken toe, okay? I started crying again. Yep. As soon as I saw Big in the hospital, I started crying again. The only way I can have Big in my life is to block him out. To block out my feelings for him. But now that he's here, they're all coming up to the surface. And they're all coming out of my eyes. And there's nothing I can do. He is who he is. And he won't change. Okay. Now, real quickly here, as far as Smith and Samantha goes, like I've already said this before, but I'm going to say it again. He is using her. Okay, if this was real life, okay, a guy like that is using Samantha. He's using her because she's helping his career. She is a publicist and he's an actor. Okay, so yes, she's already got him on a billboard for Absolute Vodka in Times Square. Okay, that's what she already did that for him. She already sold out his fucking piece of shit fucking naked farmer plays that he was in. She had those sold out. Okay, he's in a fucking Gus Van Sant movie. Okay, she made that fucking happen. Okay, so yes, she's been very beneficial for his career. Of course, he's gonna keep fucking her. Of course, he's gonna keep telling her how great she is and try to fucking seal the deal, if you know what I mean. Try to get her on lockdown so that she doesn't go fuck other guys. And one of the ways that guys do this is by pretending that he's fucking having feelings for her now, that she's awakened something in him that he can't bear to lose, that he just can't stop thinking about. I can't, Samantha. It's like there's something missing in my life. Well, you're not there. And I take my hand. I don't want to feel that way again. I don't want to feel that I don't have you. Not ever. How do you believe that shit? I got a fucking bridge I want to fucking sell you, okay? Yeah, that's what would happen in real life. I know this. Let's just say I know, okay? Actually, I know guys that have done this, okay? That have fucked sugar mamas for their career. Yes, I know guys that have done this, okay? And don't get all judgmental. They're not doing anything different than you fucking women have been doing since the beginning of fucking time, okay? They're doing no different than what you've been doing from the beginning of time, okay? Parlay. That's what they call it, okay? Quid pro quo. You do for me, I do for you, okay? And he's fucking doing her to get some fucking, some career points here, okay? Hey, don't judge him. What else? He's poor. What else has he got? Okay? He's got this. Use it. Don't judge him. No. Because if you judge him, you got to judge yourself. Yeah, we don't want to go there, do we? Okay, anyway. All right, so this is the end of this review, this part one of this episode, okay? And I will continue my review in part two. Thank you for watching this long, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.